The order of operations is really important because it tells us which arithmetic steps to do first, and I'm going to give you a simple example to illustrate exactly what I'm talking about. Let's say we started off with just 1 plus 2 times 3, and we wanted to know what that equals. Well, if you just went in order from left to right, and we started off simplifying or adding 1 plus 2 is 3, and then we multiplied 3 times 3, we would get 9. But it turns out that our order of operations, let's change colors here, our order of operations, which I'll go over in just a minute, tells us that if we have 1 plus 2 times 3, we actually want to start with the multiplication before we get to the addition. So we need to do the 2 times 3 first. And 2 times 3 is 6. And then we add 1, and we get 1 plus 6 is 7. So the answer in this case is actually 7, not 9. So let's see what our order of operations actually tells us. We'll go over that. Let me move this up here. You may have seen this or heard this before. There's a saying that goes with this that helps us remember what these letters are, and then I'll tell you what they stand for in just a minute. So there's an old saying. Let's change colors here. Let's make it magenta. So in words, these letters can be remembered by saying the following statement. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. So each letter goes with a word. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Now you're welcome to come up with your own. This is a pretty old statement, and it's a silly one, and it might help you remember at least what these letters are. Now it's not telling us what these letters actually stand for. What the letters actually stand for are the following arithmetics. The P stands for parentheses. The E stands for exponent. The M stands for multiply. I'll just abbreviate that. The D stands for divide. The A stands for add or addition. And the S stands for subtract or subtraction. So what does that mean? What it's telling us is that when we have an arithmetic sentence or an arithmetic expression, what we want to do first are the parentheses. We want to go for the parentheses first. That's our first order. Then we want to hit the exponents. And then multiplication and division are kind of equal. So if we see a multiplication and division, then we just go from left to right. And then we have addition and subtraction. And again, if they're both in there, you just go from left to right. So let's take a look at an expression that really rolls this all together. Let's say we have, the expression, let's make the same colors there, please excuse. So let's say we have 4 plus 3, parentheses, 2 plus 1, close parentheses, minus 3 to the second power divided by 3 equals what? So in our please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, the first thing we want to look for is parentheses. So this is what we're going for first. That's our first statement. The second thing we want to go for is our exponent. But let's do first things first. So starting off with our parentheses. What's inside our parentheses is just 3. So we have 3 times 3. So I'll make it yellow for anything we're doing in the first row, or the first stage. So 3 times 3. Let's make a little. 3 times 3. And then we have 4 plus 3 times 3 minus, and now we have 3 squared, or 3 to the second power, and 3 to the second power is, remember that's just 3 times 3, well that's 9, and then divided by 3. Divided by 3. Let's put a little equal sign up front. Okay, now, the next stage, we're asked to do multiplication and division. So we have multiplication and division. Well, since they're kind of equal ranks, we just go from left to right. So here we have 3 times 3 is 9, and then this division here is 9 divided by 3, which is 3. So in this next step we have, let me just grab this color, 4 plus 9 minus 3. So now we have addition and subtraction left, and those are kind of equal. So all we need to do is go from left to right. So in this case 4 plus 9 is 13 minus 3, and that gives us 10. So this expression that we started off with right here simplifies down to 10. Let's just put that in a little box. I like to show exactly what our final answer is. Okay, now let's do one more. Let's start off with yellow. And we'll throw in some fractions here. Well, not fractions, but a numerator and denominator. Let's say we have 6 plus 8 parentheses 7 minus 5 minus 2 all over 4 times 3. Let's do it this way. 4 times 3 minus parentheses 4 plus 3. Okay, don't be scared by the fraction. We're still going to go the same 4 steps that we had before. We're going to do the numerator first, and then we'll come back to the denominator. So the first thing we want to do is we want to go for the parentheses right here. So inside the parentheses, 7 minus 5 is 2. So we'll have 6 plus 8. 6 plus 8, and then times 2 minus 2. Okay, let's go just with that green to remember where that came from. Times 2 minus 2. All divided by, and now let's go after the denominator. So in the denominator we have a parentheses, so that's what we'll do first. And inside the parentheses we have a 7, so we end up with 4 times 3, 4 times 3 minus 7. Minus 7. Okay, now in the next step, all we need to do is our multiplication first. For the top, 8 times 2 is 16. And then in the bottom, we have 4 times 3. That's what we do first down here because we have multiplication and our subtraction. So what's left, let's make this dark green since we're getting closer to the answer. So we have 6 plus 16 minus 2 all over 12 minus 7. Okay, now all we have left is addition and subtraction. So we can go in any order we want, from left to right is usually a preference. 6 plus 6 is 22, and 22 minus 2 is 20. So we end up with 20 up top, and down below we have 12 minus 7. 12 minus 7 is 5. 20 divided by 5 is simplified as 4. And that's it. Hope this helps. See you in the next tutorial.